But without further ado, let's cover our blue player bringing the High Elves. We have ODM Xiphos. He's going to have very strong infantry core with 1, 2, 3 Phoenix Guard. He's also going to be having Spearmen to support them. Looks like we have a total of 4 of those High Elf Spearmen. Going to be looking at 2 Archers. And then in the back here, we're going to have 2 Elite Cav. One going to be Silver Helms, one of them going to be the Dragon Princes. So, taking a look at the leadership now for this High Elf army, we are going to be seeing a Noble over here on top of his steed, nothing on top of him. We're also going to have a Mage of Death Magic on foot with Spirit Leech, and Alariel the Radiant on foot. I'm going to be bringing Star of Aberlorn, Arcane Conduit, Tempest, Earthblood, Fob's Protection, as well as the Boon of Isha, the Shield of Sapphire, and Life Bloom. So that rounds out our High Elf army, and it's time to see what the Dark Elves have brought. Dark Elves also going to have a pretty elite infantry corps here in the form of 2 Hargoneth Executioners. We're going to have Dread Spear supporting them. It looks like we have a total of 5. Going to have some light cav in the back, 3 Dark Riders with shields. Also going to have some heavy cav to support them in the form of 2 Cold One Knights. Now for the artillery and skirmish potential, we're going to have a single Reaper Bolt Thrower. Also going to have a unit of Scourge Runner Chariots over here. They have that long-range anti-large missile fire, and they're chariots that are rather quick, so can do a number on light infantry. Now up in the air, for the leadership and the monster, we do have a High Beastmaster, not even bringing Rakarth, and we're going to be seeing Whiplash on top of him, along with Standard Ground, the Tormentor Sword, and Beastslaver. And I have to say, the Tormentor Sword, very much a nice ability that Rakarth not having, I think, makes the Beastmaster perhaps even more viable. We're going to have the Sorceress of Shadows down here on foot with the Penumbral Pendulum and Enfeebling Foe. So that's going to round out the Dark Elf roster. And let's see what happens from here, chat. Looking at the troop count, there's going to be 1 model difference between these 2 armies. So almost, pretty much about as evenly matched as you can get in terms of numbers. Okay. And here it goes. So we begin. Half's going to be pushing forward, I think, probably recognizing, Xiphos is a good player, recognizing that the Reaper Bolt Thrower immediately means he's going to be the one on pressure to move forward, try and shut that down so he isn't just letting it get free shots off. If he can get within range of his archers, who do have good range, and as you can see, the archers are already getting close to being able to shut down this Reaper Bolt Thrower, and I would say like 2 volleys, 2 volleys from each of the archers would be enough to eliminate him. Alright, Spirit Leech going down on the Scourge Runner Chariot. And Spirit Leech, a nice pick here, good counter to that Chariot play, as you can get a lot of damage down on top of those low model count units with Spirit Leeches. Hargoneth Executioners are going to be pushing through the gap. Looks like they're trying to chase down archers, but now it looks like Phoenix Guard are going to be the ones getting in combat with them. But Silver Helms leading the way with a charge. A Tempest going down on top of the High Beastmaster right now. Silver Helms, going to hit those Hargoneth Executioners hard. It looks like they actually may have been turned around when that charge came in. And yeah, Phoenix Guard not even getting sent in just yet, playing it safe. Now, meanwhile, over here, the Dark Elves taking a little bit of time, but if they can successfully wrap around the High Elf left flank, then maybe they can get something going with the rear charges here. But in the center, it is all the High Elf's game right now, as the Hargoneth Executioners over here are getting shut down quite convincingly. Down to half health. Silver Helms coming out here to charge against the Dark Riders, but Phoenix Guard getting rear charged by them. Now taking a look over here, the hero engagement, you see the Noble taking a big hit out of the High Beastmaster. Whiplash Beastmaster was popped there, but looks like the High Beastmaster may be going down for the count. We'll keep an eye on that in the side of the screen here. And over here, seeing that the Hargan Executioners, in spite of taking a lot of damage early on, are now starting to cleave their way into the back lines. And the Phoenix Guard, although they are insanely tough, and the Star of Averlorn, I'm sure, is helping immensely, Hargan Executioners are going to win that fight more often than not, because they have that bonus versus infantry. They're tailor-made to eliminate elite infantry. Now, Dark Riders getting a nice quick rear charge on the Spearmen. Murderous Prowess has been popped. Dragon Princes, oh no! Getting completely surrounded, and that is going to be the end of the most elite cav that the High Elves had on the field, as they get sandwiched between two Cold One Knights. And boom, that is going to hurt. And now it looks like the Dark Elves have the mobility advantage squarely in their favor, as this fist of Velociraptors and Dark Riders just runs around the field with very little to counter it. Phoenix Guard clearly going to be tough, but as long as the micro is on point, and it seems like Kaalhaarman has his micro on point, then I think the Dark Elves have it from here. But, as I say that, Balance of Power doesn't agree with me. Alariel the Radiant is still alive. They're still a full health Phoenix Guard. Noble's still alive, and they might have just killed the Deathcaster. Yep, looks like the Deathcaster may be going down for the count. What's that HP at? 44. High Elf Archers. Scourge Chariot, just come out here. Keep these archers occupied. Don't let them be firing in. I don't know if I draw enough red arrows if the Scourge Runners will get my hint telepathically to go after them, but looks like the Cold One Knights and the Dreadspears have decided to do that instead. Now, over here in the central engagements, guys, we are seeing what looks like the final battle between the core infantry. The full health Phoenix Guard has finally been invested. You got what remains of the two Harganeth Executioners in here with some Phoenix Guard. You have some Dreadspears supporting the Harganeth Executioners, but Alariel and the Mage of Death are in that blob. Balance of Power starting to creep towards the Dark Elves ever so slightly, though. Looks like these archers getting eliminated with all their ammunition is going to be doing a number on them. And now we have Dark Riders coming to chase off these ones, and would you look at that, it does look like the Noble may be routing here quickly too, as he is stuck in combat with Dreadspears and Cold One Knights. And yeah, he's a tough guy, but it's not the combat he wants to be in. But he is much faster than Cold One Knights, so he may be able to escape this. Oh no, one of the models from the Cold One Knights blocking him and play some good micro here from Kaalhaarman, just not giving his Cold One Knights the attack order, just having him give a movement order to get in front of the Noble and block him off. And over here, Harganeth Executioners getting mopped up. Phoenix Guard still alive, but look at this. The Reaper Bolt Thrower has been firing this entire battle. I mean, maybe not this entire battle, because it seems to not have used too much ammunition, but I guess it's only been 5 minutes. Feels like longer than that. But yeah, these Phoenix Guard, if they don't shut it down quick, that's going to really, really suck. Phoenix Guard are just going to get shot to pieces here. I think they should be able to close the gap and, you know, take care of them relatively quickly. But, you know, at this point, what can the High Elves do besides hope? Alariel and the Phoenix Guard can tank through all of this, and I just, you know, right now the Phoenix Guard are still getting shot to pieces. The Scourge Runner Chariots just barely ran out of ammunition. The Reaper Bolt Thrower is nowhere close to running out of ammunition, and the Dark Elves still have plenty of chaff to just annoy these guys with. And look at that, you know. Scourge Runner Chariot seeing an opportunity to pull through a weak point in the Phoenix Guard, going to do so. Slow them down, spread them out. Harganeth Executioners and Dreadspears in here to slow them down further. And the Balance of Power is just creeping very, very much against the High Elves right now. But here comes that final Heart of Averlorn. Phoenix Guard going to be soaking up that HP, that regeneration that they so sorely need. But at 43 or 39 models, they're not going to be able to heal too close to 100% because they have taken a lot of model damage. Dark Elves just continuing to pepper the Phoenix Guard with the Reaper Bolt Thrower, as they should be. Alright, they are going to disengage. Dark Elf Infantry and Cav is now coming in from both sides, and yeah, Cold One Knights might be able to break the Phoenix Guard on the charge at this point, since the Phoenix Guard are so low on HP. Their leadership is below half, and they're not even in combat yet. Alright, hey Mihawk, is it very quiet or on Foxy pretty loud? Never mind. Okay, let me know if the sound is good, guys. I just saw that comment now. My apologies for neglecting you. Selection is good and had a hand chosen one. Iron Thunder has selected the maps, not to blame him in any way. Yeah, I guess we'll look at the map poll. I mean, which one is it this map that people don't like? Because I know people have complained about the Northern Threat, but I like the Northern Threat. That's just me. Sorry, I didn't even go after the post-battle screen there, but I guess long story short, it just seems like the Dark Elves were able to slowly but surely drag down and overwhelm that High Elf Elite army. High Elf army was very small. Dark Elf army had a lot more units in it. I would say a lot more utility in terms of, you know, long-range firepower, mid-range firepower. The High Elves were really just relying on those archers to get everything done. And, yeah, I just liked that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, gonna go start with our red player, who does indeed have no solar engines. Nader Fiend ain't no liar. Starting with the infantry here, let's look at the core, which appears to be Saurus warriors with shields. We're gonna have 5 of them. Then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 skink cohort with jabs. 1, 2, 3 with no javelins. For the mobility, gonna have plenty of cold ones. 2 cold one spear riders, and then just 2 cold one riders. Now, for the leadership, as we just caught a glimpse of earlier, it does look like we have 2 skink chiefs. Both of them will just be naked and on foot. And Salon Mage, Priest of Fire. Gonna have Burning Head and the Flaming Sword of Ruin with Banishment. Also gonna have Greater Arcane Conduit and Kindle Flame. So that does look like it rounds out the Lizardmen forces. And let's take a look at what the the Wood Elves have brought to the field. Led by Xiphos in blue, we are going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 units of Eternal Guard. Looks like one of them will have shields out in the very front, and the other 3 will not. Going to have 3 units of Wild Riders with shields. 1, 2, and yeah, all 3 of them with shields. Going to have 3 Way Watchers for that skirmish potential. Very elite. Going to see 3,300 points spent on them alone. And we're going to be seeing a Glade Lord up here on a Forest Dragon with Prey of Anathrema and the Heir of Kurnos. And then last but never least, we have our Spellsinger of Life. Going to be bringing a Power Stone, Regrowth, and Earthblood. Kurnos coming down, immediately targeting the Salon Mage Priest of Fire. Doing a little touch of damage, nothing too crazy, but still better than nothing. And so the battle commences in the skirmish phase. We'll see how long it lasts. Wood Elves, you know, going to be relying just pretty much entirely on the Way Watchers and the Wild Riders. Looks like the support of the Glade Lord up there for the Terror and the Breaths. And yeah, they're going to have their work cut out for them, I think. There's a very big numerical advantage towards the Lizardman army, so they're going to have their work cut out for them, killing all of them. However, some things that I work in favor for this Wood Elf army are, number 1, no Chameleon Skinks, which I think are pretty much the perfect answer and counter skirmisher to Way Watchers with their 40% missile resistance. And two, the mobility advantage also isn't very much in the Lizardman favor. You know, I think on paper they could, you know, go toe to toe and the Lizardman would do fine if, you know, push came to shove and just cab engagement. But reality of the matter is Xiphos is not going to let his cavalry get head-to-head engagements unless he thinks he's in an advantageous position, and the Wood Elves have all of the mobility advantage in terms of like being able to choose the engagements. Way Watchers are very fast, Wild Riders are very fast. The Lizardmen are going to have a hard time forcing that battle. Also, looking here, going to see one of the Skink Chiefs down a ton of health, the other one losing some health too. I'm not sure if we missed an arrow of Kurnos, but it seems like that would be very quick succession of arrows of Kurnos, so maybe we missed a quick charge or just, you know, the very focused kiting effort from the Glade Lord. Over here, Coldone Riders getting charged by the Glade Lord. Going to see the Eternal Guard in combat now. And then over here, looks like a big rush from the Lizardmen coming forward too. Burning Head. Oh, did you see that reaction time from Xiphos? Seeing there was a Burning Head coming in, definitely maneuvering away. And here comes another charge from the Wood Elves, it looks like, going into the Lizardmen Saurus Warriors. And now they're going to be pulling back again. But this is where things get dicey. Can the Wood Elves maintain formation under this pressure? Can they keep some kind of pocket where the Way Watchers can operate from? Because if they lose the Way Watchers, they lose the fight. Simple as that. There's just too much Lizardman infantry that without Way Watcher support to be eliminating them, I don't know how they're going to pull it off. Here comes a breath though, and it could be a big breath. Oh my goodness. That was 2 units of Lizardmen getting caught there. Not the best angle, but still doing a lot of value there in terms of damage output. Way Watcher, or Wild Riders, continuing to get very healed very nicely. The placement here has been good. Not seeing him miss a lot of the cast, but it does look like the Lizardmen are slowly but surely overwhelming this Wood Elf force. I mean, the Eternal Guard are now in combat, and a lot of them, I have to give them credit, do seem to have good health, whereas the Lizardmen have taken a lot of casualties. But even in the, you know, looking at the count here, the Lizardmen still have a very huge advantage in terms of numbers. Right now, Burning Head coming through. Once again, Xiphos going to be definitely maneuvering his forces away from the danger. Got the Glade Lord, still full health though. Still doing a ton of work here. Diving in, trying to support these Eternal Guard before they break. But now he's going to have to pull back out. Way Watchers firing in. Glade Lord getting another attack order. And man, oh man, what's going to happen here? I mean, balance of power is starting to go towards the Lizardmen. And it's starting to look like it did last battle, where, you know, the Xiphos is getting a lot of good plays in, a lot of good damage in initially, but they're just kind of getting overwhelmed. Although this time I do think the Wood Elves are looking much stronger than he was with the High Elves in the previous battle at this stage. Wild Riders continuing to dive in and out of combat. Looks like the Glade Lord may be getting ready for a breath, trying to position himself. Or herself, I should say. Breath going down. Looks like it did some good damage, but for some reason doesn't seem to have hit the bulk of what the Glade Lord seemed to be targeting. Wild Riders coming in for another nasty charge while the Glade Lord pins units in place. And is this going to be it? I don't know. Can the Glade Lord remove herself from the situation? There's nothing to punish this blob. There goes Flaming Sword of Ruin. And the Glade Lord is now routing. The Lizardmen look like they have it. ODM Xiphos going to concede. And we're going to see a 2-0 victory to ODM kaalhaarman.